troops, welcome back to the Litanah army. I'm Lit, and this is a bit of a news article, if you like, about Fortnite Save the World. And what I want to talk about is the future, or the potential future of Fortnite Save the World. Now, I've not memed the intro deliberately on here because I think this is a serious topic, and I do want to get your feedback on it and your comments, and hopefully get some kind of discussion going on what your thoughts are on the future of the game. Now, we currently know the state of the game is not in the best possible shape it could be. I mean, one thing that we do know for certain is that there's a ton of bugs that are in there. There's an absolute load of issues. You've only got to go and look on the Trello board to actually have a look, which I'll link down below, to just have a look how many there is. Now, in comparison to the Battle Royale, it's quite blatantly obvious, if you like, that Save the World does come second to Battle Royale. Now, I can't blame Epic for that. One thing that you've got to look at is that's the moneymaker. Battle Royale is making them copious amounts of money in comparison to Fortnite Save the World. Now, although Fortnite Save the World, I think he's getting some attention, and, you know, we've got to be thankful, if you like, for the Canny Valley story that's come out. We've had some really good heroes, and you know what I think's good? We've had some unique heroes as well. I'm not saying they've all been great, but, you know, that doesn't mean Epic are doing a bad job. I just think the fact that we've got some new heroes and a bit more diversity is actually a great thing. However, I do find it worrying for those of you that know about the old game that Epic looked after called Paragon. They made a tweet, an official tweet that they made back in January 2018 on the official Paragon Twitter, because I used to play that game, and it actually says, "From everyone here at the Paragon team, thank you for playing, and we're looking forward to an exciting 2018. You know, and the only issue with that is that Paragon got pulled shortly after that. It wasn't long after. Now, to me, it didn't sound like a developer that knew that was going to happen, but saying that they didn't know the success that Battle Royale was going to have, they have to look at the financials and think, you know, can we maintain this game and make this game great and go with it? So I don't want to really slam Epic for doing that, because from a business perspective, I'm actually thankful that they have developed Fortnite Save the World and Fortnite Battle Royale, and it's grown into the game that it has today. However, you have got to worry a little bit that they are prepared to do that, because that is quite a cutthroat business move. Now, if they really wanted to and put even more resources into Battle Royale, that's when I think Fortnite Save the World is going to start struggling. I think eventually, if Battle Royale starts to trail off or start to lose players, and a bit like PUBG did, you know, something else might come along that might overshadow Battle Royale, then what you may find is that the first thing to get pulled so that they can gather more resources would actually be Fortnite Save the World, and that's the big worry for me. Now, at the minute, you know, we have got the different events that are coming up. I don't think this road trip event's been executed very well at all, personally, just because I just think that it doesn't feel really like an event. You know, I know we've got the Canny Valley story, and I know we've got the road trip heroes, but there's just these four really, what I find really static heroes. Only one of them that's really all that good. Now, okay, like I just said earlier, the fact that they have got 4 new heroes is great, and the 4 unique heroes, so I love that. You know, First Shot Rio, massive fan of. The other 3, not so much, but there's so much broken in the game. Like Wild Fragment Deadeye can't be used properly because he's broken. You know, at the minute, he's not fixed. Penny's not very good, you know, the character that we got from her is not all that good, and the Assassin, you know, Assassin Ken, he's okay, you know, he's alright, he's probably a middle of the road one, but again, I don't really play ninjas, but I mean, that's not Epic's problem, but you know, looking at the game as a whole, I just think the road trip event's not been very well executed. I'm not feeling anything from it. Like when we got the Fortnitemares event, and we got a whole new biome, personally, I'd rather see that every quarter or every 6 months even. You know, even if they did, you know, one mid-year and then they did one at Christmas, for example, or something like that, or they just did 2 at different points, and they don't have to be linked. I don't think they have to be seasonal. You know, they don't have to be a Christmas event. I don't need a Halloween event. I wouldn't mind just a new event. You know, like a lot like Battle Royale's getting with when they had the Blockbuster event. I just felt like I felt more involved. I felt like there was more of a story to it. And we're supposed to be the story side of the game. You know, this is the RPG side of the game that's supposed to really stand out in that nature. Now, there's some things I would really like to see in Fortnite Save the World, but you know, I just don't think that they're going to come anytime soon. I think it feels to me like Epic's putting band-aids, or plasters if you like, depending where you're from, onto the different problems. So for example, I think if we were going to have a big overhaul, if I was in charge of Epic, and that's what I want you to kind of write in the comments down below, start your comment with, if I was in charge of Epic, I would, and then tell me, like, say it's between 3 and 5 things. Let's not make these huge paragraphs, but tell me 3 to 5 things that you would change. For example, the things that I would change, I would definitely have tutorial videos, or just a tutorial box that actually helps new players, you know, learn the game and what to do. For example, if a Fortnite Save the World player wanted to learn how to do Ride the Lightning missions, just a really quick video. It could be like, I don't know, like a minute long, a minute and a half long, just telling you how to do the lightning missions. Also, I think as well, something along the lines of like how to level up weapons, evolution. Nearly all games that have got this kind of strategy to them, so this kind of RPG element to them, have that. And especially big games like this one, multiplayer games especially, tend to have just a section or something you can go to, even if it's on their website. Then they can usually have something where they can just go to a short video on that. What's given me that idea is I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter World lately off camera, and they've got these great little guides, these little video guides, and they're so short. Some of them are like, 25 seconds long, but they just really help me learn the game and actually get into it. And I think that would just be such a welcome element to Fortnite Save the World. So that would be the first thing I would change. Secondly, I would probably change the squad bonuses as well. So the way that the squads work, or the survivor squads work, I'd probably change that a little bit as well. It just feels a little bit away from the game. It's like a separate game, so although I'm in game and I've got these survivor squads up and I'm doing what the game's telling me to do, I don't feel invested in these survivors. Now, there's a lot of artwork that's gone into these survivors. There's a little write-up and a little story on each one, but I just think that could be done so much better. Why not have one survivor squad of, I don't know, say 20 people, but have it so that they have individual perks, so we can move them around, or maybe something like that. I don't know. I just think that the survivor squads need to actually change a little bit so that it's not all about survivor squad. So the hero has a little bit more impact as well. Maybe some leadership qualities in there for actual heroes. That would be pretty cool. Another one that I've got, quite a controversial one that turned out in the last video. I got quite a lot of comments on this, but there's two things I would do. I would either find the weapons to level, so actually level cap a weapon. So for example, what I wouldn't have is a level 25. I mean, the mission that I've put out today, I don't know if you saw today's earlier video, but if you looked in there, we had a level 25 journeys in Twine who'd got taxied. I mean, taxiing's one of the things I would just stamp out immediately. I would have level by area, but I would also have weapon by area as well. And I wouldn't even scale it down. I would just have it a cold block. So for example, if you got your weapon up to a Malachite, then you could only use that up to, say, the levels that you're up to in Canny Valley. So you could only use it, up to, I don't know, say level 70 around that area. Now, once you take the weapon up to the next level, you evolve it, then it becomes capped and you can't equip it unless you get to the next level, unless you get up to power level 80. And I would actually put the weapons up like that. One, it would just eradicate all the scam and get scammed videos in one fell swoop, because they've got nothing to actually trade that people want to watch. Now, if they do want to get things that people want to watch, they would actually have to play the game and make the weapon. The reason that I left the YouTuber Fresh Panda out of my last video was because looking at his level, I couldn't find his level anyway, his particular level, but when I actually saw some gameplay of him, I actually saw he was in Twine Peaks. So that to me, do you know what, if he wants to do trading videos and he's played the actual game and he understands the game, I haven't really got a huge beef with that if that's what people want to watch. YouTube's a lot about supply and demand, and if that's what people are going for, then go for it if that's the thing that you want to do. The last thing I would put in there as well, the final thing I would put, and do you know what, it's not the only, these aren't the only things I would put in, these are what I would have as priority, but my other one would be a looking for group system. I know you can jump into a mission now, and you can kind of wait and the group just kind of pops in and you jump into the mission, but I don't think a looking for group board would hurt either. These are all really basic things that you get in other RPGs and other MMOs, so a basic looking for group system wouldn't hurt either. Now, that's not something you can chat in. I don't want it to get like the old World of Warcraft looking for group chat that just became a great just a great big pile of trash, really, because people were just chatting in it, and it kind of got a bit like the global chat is in Fortnite Save the World now. So I wouldn't want that, but why not have a board where you could, a bit like Vermintide, you could just put an advert, if you like, for the mission that you want to do, and then that's it. Now, if you put the same one as someone else in, it automatically merges them to ads together, if you like, so you kind of group automatically, or it asks you, there are 3 other people looking for this mission, would you like to join them now? Maybe do it that way, but just put something up there where if you are trying to get a particular mission, there's a looking for group system. But guys, let me know what you think. So I mean, I'm thinking tutorials, I'm thinking, player bound weapons and actual level bound weapons as well, and then also a rework on survivor squads. But what would yours be? What would your 3 be if you were in charge of Epic Games? Let me know in the comments down below. So just to finish then, I just want to say, as I said, I mean, there are some concerns if you've got, I would probably put my level of worry, if you like, right now at slightly concerned, just because Epic have pulled Paragon before in the past after making a very bold statement that it's here to stay. So all the news articles, all the roadmaps and things like that aren't comforting me as much as what they would maybe from a different developer. That said, Battle Royale's not going anywhere anytime soon by the look of it. If anything, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't think there's any sort of decline happening right now. So it'd be very interesting to see where they go from this. People talk about them merging the games as well, and I think the game going free to play will actually be a breaking point for Fortnite Save the World. When the game goes free to play, we are going to have a huge influx of players, which we're expecting, but do you know how we handle that's going to be, do you know how the developer handles that is going to be very telling, because it actually could be quite a big game, and it could be actually extremely popular, extraordinarily popular, but it just depends how it's handled. If there's not much content there, if there's the kind of sheer volume of bugs that you've got now, the sheer volume of lags, you know, that's causing people not to play on consoles and things like that, then it's not going to last very long when it goes free to play. So I'm sure Epic have taken this into account already, but it's something that they've absolutely got to get right when they launch the free to play element. And one worry that I definitely have is if they launch the free-to-play too early. That is definitely a real worry, because if it's launched too early and new players are coming into a bad game, my worry is that they won't stay, and I actually want them to. You know, a lot of people think that they want Save the World to kind of be their little thing, and they don't want all these new players. The more new players you get in a game, the healthier it's going to be. Even if a lot of them are bad players or traders or, you know, things like that, there's going to be an influx of great players as well in there, and players who really want to get into this. So it's something that we've got to all keep in mind, and something that we've all got to nurture, and that's part of the reason why I'm a YouTuber making guides. I'm not saying they're the greatest guides ever, but it's kind of nurturing that community to try and teach them how to play the game properly, and try and show them, you know, just how much fun you can actually have in the game. But let me know your thoughts down below, guys. That's all I've really got for now. If you're not part of the Litanah army already and you want to see daily uploads on this amazing game, then make sure that you hit that subscribe button as you leave, and I look forward to reading your comments as they come in. Massive thanks for watching this, guys.